Happy New Year! 2023 is coming to an end. We're now in 2024, which is absolutely absurd to say. And 2023 is a great year for movies. And just like that, there are so many new movies to look forward to in the upcoming year. And that's exactly what we're doing today. I'm sharing with you my most anticipated movies for 2024. Let me know your most anticipated movies in 2024 down below in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. And when making this list, it looks like this year is going to be a lot more scarce than 2023. Not a lot of releases coming out, only one MCU movie, and a lot of big franchise movies aren't really coming out this year, so hopefully we get a couple more announcements, and at least the movies that we do get do deliver. Nonetheless, there are still quite a bit of movies I'm excited for. Let's hop into those, but before we do, I have some honorable mentions. These are the movies I'm also very excited for, but they just didn't quite crack the top 10 list. First up, Gladiator 2. I love the first Gladiator. I'm excited to see what they do with this one. Next up, Kung Fu Panda 4. I love the Kung Fu Panda movies. Though I wasn't that crazy about 3, I think 4 is going to capture the magic that the first two had. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. The trailer gets me. Every time it plays before the theaters, this just looks like the fun summer movie that we all need in our lives. Challengers from Luca Guadagnino. You have Mike Feist and Zendaya. I like the cast. I like the director. I'm interested to see what they bring to the table. Joker 2. It's a sequel to one of the darkest and craziest comic movies ever. I'm obviously going to be excited for it. And Kraven the Hunter. I don't know what it is. These Sony Marvel movies, they never deliver, but I'm here for them every single time. There's obviously more movies I'm excited for. These are just a couple that made the honorable mentions list, and now let's hop into the top 10 list. And at number 10 is going to be Hitman. This actually came out in the festivals last year, and it was supposed to have a release date, and then a bunch of studios were kind of arguing and fighting over who was going to get the rights, and it ended up with Netflix. So this is supposed to release on Netflix, hopefully sometime soon. Everyone who saw this movie said Richard Linklater, so glad to have him back. I absolutely love this director. I love School of Rock, one of my favorite movies of all time. And Glenn Powell is just a star. He's one of my favorite working actors today. He absolutely crushed it in Anyone But You last year. So this is supposed to come to Netflix soon. We haven't got a trailer or a release date or really an announcement yet. Nonetheless, everyone who saw this at the festival said it is probably their favorite movie of the festival. It's a ton of fun. Glenn Powell is just the man. I can't wait to see this one whenever it does release on Netflix. At number 9 is If. This is directed by John Krasinski, starring Ryan Reynolds. This just looks like a ton of fun. The imaginary friends vibe all coming to the big screen. I love John Krasinski and I love Ryan Reynolds. The CGI looked good throughout the trailers. It looks like it's going to be funny. It's going to be charming. It's probably going to be one of those movies you can take your whole family to go see, have a ton of fun. I just have faith in these people. That's why I'm really looking forward to it. At number 8, Godzilla X Kong. I have no idea why I'm excited for this movie, but that trailer just sold me. Like all the other previous MonsterVerse trailers did, Godzilla King of the Monsters ended up being disappointing. Godzilla vs. Kong ended up being disappointing because they focus so much on the human characters that the human characters aren't interesting. Hopefully Godzilla X Kong doesn't. I'm Team Kong. Obviously got his butt whooped in Godzilla vs. Kong, but I'm hoping if they fight again, he's going to turn it around. It looked crazy. Godzilla was pink. The trailer looked good. I loved Godzilla -1 last year. It's probably going to be way better than this movie, but nonetheless, I'm excited. Big dinosaurs and monsters go raw. Sign me up. Next up is The Bike Riders. I just saw the trailer for this movie the other day. This movie looks intense. It looks great. I love the show Sons of Anarchy, and it has those Sons of Anarchy vibes. It's starring Tom Hardy, one of the all-time great, most underappreciated actors, and Austin Butler, who is just... he's just the man right now. It looks dramatic. It looks real. It looks like it's going to be one of those movies that captures a lot of people's hearts, a lot of emotions. It comes out in July of this year. It was also supposed to release last year, but the strike delayed quite a bit of movies. And The Bike Riders was one of them. I was really looking forward to it last year. I'm even more so looking forward to it this year. The Bike Riders just looks like, again, it's going to be one of those movies that comes out in the summertime that might even get a little bit of Oscar buzz come the season. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Then we have A Quiet Place Day 1. I love the idea of a prequel. I love what they did with A Quiet Place Part 2 when it showed kind of like when the aliens attacked and when that happened. I want to see what happens on the very first day. This is probably going to be a bloodbath. People are getting murked left and right. You have Joseph Quinn, who's just slowly becoming a star. And I think it's just such a great idea, and I love the first two Quiet Place movies. A Quiet Place Part 2 is one of my favorite sequels ever, and I think they can do a great job with this one in the prequel. Explain exactly what happened, what went down, have some stories of all these different people from all around. I think there's endless possibilities they can do with this world, and I love prequels, and I love the idea of this prequel for this universe. Breaking us into the top 5, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That trailer, just mamma mia, it looked fantastic. I love Matt Reeves' Planet of the Apes trilogy. It's fantastic. fantastic. It's one of the greatest trilogies of all time. And this looks like we're setting up something new and maybe a new franchise for the Planet of the Apes. I'm excited to see different characters now because we are so attached to Caesar and Matt Reeves' trilogy. So what characters are we going to get attached to through this one? Is it going to have the same emotional impact? Is it going to have the same amount of action and the level of action? So many questions going in. Nonetheless, the trailer sold me. It wowed me. The CGI just looks impeccable. It looks so real. And I think there's so many possibilities they can also do with the Planet of the Apes world. I think they're going to knock this out of the park. I really think this is going to be a top 5 of the year for me. At number 4, Inside Out 2, a sequel to one of my favorite Pixar movies of all time. What are we talking about? This time they're introducing the character of Anxiety. Shout out Anxiety. Shout out. Glad you made it. Glad you made it. I'm really excited to see what they do with Maya Hawke playing the character of Anxiety. The trailer just looked fun. You have the most beautiful score in Inside Out playing throughout this trailer. And I'm excited to go back into the world with Riley. All of our favorite characters are back. And you have Anxiety in there, which is just story of my life. Shout out. At number 3, The Fall Guy. I've watched this trailer a million times. David Leitch, he recently did Bullet Train. He crushed it in Bullet Train. Ryan Gosling, arguably my number 1 favorite actor today. I have quite a few, but he might be number 1. You also have Emily Blunt as well, and this just looks action-packed, so fun. That trailer just packed it. This is going to be like the summer blockbuster you need to start the summer movie season. Ryan Gosling plays a stuntman who has to go in the real world and save people, kick some ass, and it just looks like a great fun time. I love Ryan Gosling, like I said. I love Emily Blunt. I think these two are going to work so well together. At number 2, Deadpool 3, the sole MCU movie to come out in 2024, and I think that's for a good reason. Very interested to see where they go with this one. I have the most concern for this movie. I think they'll do it right. You got Sean Levy directing. You got Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman back. I have faith that Hugh Jackman wouldn't just sign on for a check. I have a faith that he would come on because he believes in a story. And this is kind of like the ultimate movie. Like, it's going to set up a lot for the Avengers Secret Wars and everything coming. So, are all the X-Men characters going to get introduced through this movie? Are we going into different multiverses throughout this film? We got a little bit behind-the-scenes clip of Deadpool and Wolverine fighting. I cannot wait for a trailer. Come probably the Super Bowl time, we're going to get a Deadpool 3 trailer. It's going to set the stage for the year. This could be the best MCU movie ever. Maybe, or it could be a huge disappointment. I'm most nervous for this one, but that's also why I'm really excited. But at number 1, it was my most anticipated movie last year. It's also my most anticipated movie this year, Dune Part 2. I love the first Dune so much, and this one looks like it's going to capture all the things that the first Dune captured, but add on them, add a bunch of action, an all-out war on Arrakis. It's going to be epic. It's going to be beautiful. I love Paul Atreides, and just the world of Dune that Denis Villeneuve creates is beautiful. This comes out March 1st. 2 months from today, we will have seen Dune Part 2, and my goodness, can I not wait for it. I can't. If I could only see one movie on this list, I would pick Dune Part 2 in a heartbeat over all of them. I'm glad I don't have to, but if I did, I would. Dune Part 2 is going to be great. I really have so much high hopes for this one. I'm really excited to see what they do and how it's going to lead into the third film. Denis Villeneuve can really do no wrong anymore. Timothée Chalamet being there, and just a recent trailer, just using the voice. Ooh, gave me the chills. That's going to do it for my most anticipated 2024 movies list. Let me know your ranking down below in the comment section. What movie are you most and least excited for in 2024? Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. So much more content coming in 2024. Thank you guys so much for support. I can't wait to have you along on this journey.